And we're back again with Batman Radio, the greatest radio show of all time, folks, with your host, the Batman Tyree Sneed. Now, let me go over a couple of orders of business or the itinerary with you, if you will. Like I said, first of all, um, like I said, I got a good phone charger now, right? I need y'all to donate, right? Because that's your job and that's how this works. Because my career field is making content. So it would be common sense that your career field and your job would be to donate. Y'all can go to your 9 to 5s and you should make enough money to donate and not just donate every once in a while, but consistently. And like I said, if you're not here and showing consistent support, then I will go ahead and block your account and you will not be welcome to my show. Okay, because that's how it works. See, when people pick a certain career field, right, the people in the public are supposed to support them in that career field. That is how it's worked since the beginning of time. That is how it always has worked and always will work. All these other career fields get support from the public, do they not? What are you talking about? None of you all in the world would have a job if it wasn't for people like me. Do you understand that? Literally. And half of y'all work off my tax dollars. That's a fact. So you would not have a job, right? They would stop all your funding, and you all would not have a career if it wasn't for me being responsible and on top of my game all the time. Understand that. So, how do you think they build all those construction projects? How do you think they fund all their efforts with the government off of my tax dollar, off of me working hard my entire life, right? Just like with all these accounts, they don't tell you the truth that you have like accounts in your name that you don't even know about that are supposed to have like millions of dollars, and you're not a creditor in this country. You're not. I mean, you're not a debtor. You're a creditor. This whole system is a lie. It was a lie since day one. That's why, like I said, it's no surprise that all these criminals tried to make their moves and, do their illegal activity and everything they've done, right? And like I said, I mean, you're not going to get away with it. None of you. You're going to be held accountable in a court of law and you're going to go to prison. And a lot of people are traitors of this country. Okay. So, what you have to understand, right? Let's go over the orders of business, right? Number one, already paid the phone bill. Boss. Yep. Like I said, my YouTube check will come to my bank account right around the corner, probably early this next week, right? Because it's from the 21st to the 26th. It's the same pay cycle every single month. If I get above $100 before that date, they have to give me my check. Okay, that check has already been accrued a while back. The next check, I think we're nearing about $50, about halfway through to the next $100 threshold. So I stay making money. I stay getting paid. Like I said, I have my own hustles. I continue to make money. I mean, I'm doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing good. And like I said, that's not all I take care of. I handle everything. I do a whole lot, right? And that's my whole thing. I'm a grown man and an adult, and I act like one. That's why I demand my respect. That's why my respect is not going, it's not negotiable. But yeah, I already paid my phone bill. Now you all can go ahead and donate and do your job, right? And help me to get a new phone. Because I want a new phone because I deserve to have a phone that has a screen, right? That's not cracked like this one, right? That I can see everything clearly and I don't have to worry about it having problems, right? I also deserve to have enough money donated to me from the public, right? And this is the point where I'm just like, I mean, I've already been done dealing with any of y'all on here, or talking to any of y'all, right? The only person I deal with is Christina. As far as the public, I mean, I'm getting the hell away from all y'all if I haven't made that crystal clear, because I have. You understand? Because, like I said, I mean, first of all, none of you have done anything for me. It's inexcusable, bro. It's just a new phone, bro. I already asked what the price is. They told me it's like 120. So for about $120, I can get me a brand new phone on top of this one. The plan's already paid for another month for this phone, right? If it lasts that long, if it doesn't, if anything happens with my phone, if it's all good. So I'll do my best on that. There's not much I can really do though, you know what I mean? So how do I put this? And it just comes from when I'm out there working out and stuff and I forget it's in my pocket, or, and it just has to do with energies, you know what I mean? Like all that negative energy. That's why I get away from that. That's why, because I can't think straight and do what I need to do. You understand? It's just common sense. Nobody can operate like that. That's why I get the hell away from all you people who on this negative vibration. Like, you all are not at you're adults, but you don't want to act grown. Like, I don't got time for you, bro. I'm grown. I have real responsibilities. I have real things I've always done. Like I said, what I've done is absolutely amazing. I've listed my stats, and I mean, I'm not going to continue to go over them. When I'm talking like fresh, like new, like I'm not even telling y'all an inkling of the millionths of what I've accomplished in my life and what I've done. Like I said, I don't care what people think about me. I come on here and I talk about reality that's actually relevant and what's going on because that's what needs to be spoken on. So, like I said, I already paid the phone bill again. There hasn't been 1 month that I haven't been able to pay my phone bill. There hasn't been 1 month that I've asked anyone for anything ever. Nobody has ever contributed one red penny to me paying my phone bill. So, again, you have your facts incorrect. If you're going to speak on someone, make sure that it's about me and you get your facts straight. If you're going to say my name, because I'm not that guy. You see what I'm saying? No, I paid my own stuff this entire time. Hold up. Man, that's crazy. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, bro, it is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. And I don't know. That's about all I really have to say, man. What I wanted to talk about real quick is just the fact that, people have to understand reality and how reality works. People have to understand that you're gonna have to start making calm decisions. You're going to have to learn how to stop being impulsive and making rash decisions. Like I said, Big U was claiming to be Mr. Super Thug and Super Gangster. He clearly isn't, right? He's going to prison. He'll be in there for a long time. Like it's a wrap, bro. It's over, just like it was for all the rappers, just like it is for all the Rolling 60s Crips because they were being investigated the whole time. Do you think that they're not investigating you red triangles on here, like I've talked about? You're all part of an underground illegal organization. I'm the one who named it the Red Triangles. You are the Red Triangles. You are also part of a cult with the cult leader, Tommy Sotomayor, who will be going to prison and serving federal prison time, as well as every member of the cult online. Do you really think the feds are not onto y'all? Come on. Come on, bro. Get real with yourself, man. If they went after the Rolling 60s, why would they not go after you? You think they don't care about you too? Yes, they do. You're a criminal nonetheless, just like any other, right? So now they're all scared. They're all running, terrified, and hiding and ducking like they've always done. But now they're really doing it, right? Because they're running from what they know they're going to be held accountable for, which is all their crimes they've committed, whether it be towards me or in general. You see what I'm saying? So if you look at YouTube and you look at the world and you look at reality, there's a bunch of crazy mayhem going on right now, right? And there's a lot of karma that's being had every day. So people are already seeing what time it is, and then y'all put up your shows and you sit there and you say things that make no sense. Yella Beezy's another one. He's out there in Dallas. Like I said, I was all through Dallas. I stayed in the bridge in Dallas. It's one of the roughest places you can be in. Okay, you can look it up in the stories of what's happened there. And I held my own in there I went there twice, I believe, two times, and I stayed there for a matter of several months, I believe, each time. Sometimes I would go back and forth. One of the roughest places I've ever been in. I would say I've never been to prison and I never will go, but I would say it's definitely probably a lot rougher than any prison. It's a lot worse. And you have a lot of guys who are filtered from prison and go in there. So it was just a really, really rough place. And what's crazy is I thrived in it. I was literally hustling in there, all legal, just hustling, and I was winning and still able to make money and get nice sneakers and nice chains and ball out of control and do what I wanted to. And that was an environment of, people who I guess, everybody in there was supposed to have nothing. And like I said, I was still focused on paying my taxes at that time and I was getting my old checks. And I hadn't started the entire tax journey, but I remember I made a little payment. And then right when I went to Austin, that's when they started saying they literally gave me no time. They said, you pay, I think it was like, how much was it? I think it was 500, and then they upped it to $1,000 every month. And they were like, no, there's no time at all. Like as soon as I called, I called to check on it. I had made one tax payment of like $50, and they were like, no, we want 500 plus every single month. And then they upped it to 1,000. And they literally told me, they said either you pay it now or we're going to they were going to put a lien on my 50-acre property. So like I said, Tyree went to the Arch, stayed there, lived in there for a while, like a year. Worked every day, 6 in the morning, doing temp labor, temp work, paid off the taxes, and I was almost done paying them completely off, right? And I decided to turn around and sell it, which was the best decision at the time for me, and I did. And then it pulled me out of all that hell and that nonsense because I mean, I was just in the roughest circumstances that Austin has to provide. So if you want to talk about Austin, you have to talk to me and ask me how it really is because I know the streets like the back of my hand because I'm the one who walked in and lived it, which y'all ain't got the heart to do. It's the same with Dallas. In Dallas, I was going walking right next to, they call it the stew pot, okay, where you couldn't even walk back there, and dudes were having major problems and getting into serious things, and a lot was happening. People were very active back there at the stew pot. Okay, I believe that's what it was called. And like I said, I was walking back there comfortably with no problem. So you have to ask yourself, how are we the same if you dudes claim to be street, but I'm always in the street? And I mean, I'm talking about I'm really Batman, so I've been in these circumstances and these environments that you know what they are, you know how bad they are, and I've come out without a scratch on me every single time. So, like I said, I mean, you talk about Dallas. I know the streets like the back of my hand in Dallas. Like people in the streets know me in Dallas. I would never rep Dallas. I don't like Dallas. Even me, as tough as I am, I think Dallas is just not a safe place. It's not somewhere I like to be, and the vibe is very eerie and demonic, and it's sick and weird. And there's a lot of weird people there, and it's a lot of Masons, and they do a lot of demonic activity there, and that's why you see them make the news because horrible things happen in Dallas. I've never liked Dallas. Never been a fan of Dallas. Always felt uncomfortable in Dallas, just in my spirit. Um, it was always weird, man. Y'all remember that one time? I don't know if the video's still up on this channel or not. It might not have been this channel, but I was walking and I filmed that video in Dallas, remember? And some dude came up while I was talking and he tried to say something, but he was like mumbling under his breath and he kept it moving. Like that type of stuff. Like there's literal like demons in Dallas that like walk on the street, like no joke. And this is anywhere, don't get me wrong, but it's just Dallas is an environment where it's set up where it's just like the worst environment for it. You know, it wasn't all that bad. It was okay. There was some good people there. I met some good people at the bridge. You know, we used to just go work, go do temp work out there. We go, you know, order a pizza and sit in the park and talk and eat the pizza. I had good memories there. I met some good people, you know, had some friends, you know, and then we get like enough money and go get a hotel room and chill. I mean, it wasn't all bad, but just Dallas is no place, you know, it's not a place for a family. It's not a place for anyone that wants to have a future, basically. That's just reality, you know, and that's the thing. When you got rappers trying to come out of these cities, this is why I'm talking about it, why it's relevant. I mean, you're talking about total crab in the bucket mentality. I mean, I'm just telling you, I'm not someone who's viewing YouTube or the internet and talking. I'm a guy who I run the streets and I've been everywhere. So I've been through every block. I know how people are. I know who people are. I know what's going on 9 times out of 10. Like I'm really in touch with the streets. So with the Yellow Beezy thing, I mean, Yellow Beezy was never anybody. Yellow Beezy's just another fool who sold his soul like all y'all do. And I want you to remember, pay attention to that culture and that group of people. That's all they do is sell their soul for pennies, do they not? Yeah, and now he's convicted, I believe, allegedly. I shouldn't have to say that because I think that's what the headline said. I read like 8 million of them, people trying to make videos because it's a predatory network, and any headline that makes the, you know, the tabloids for YouTube, y'all all try to copy because you can't think for yourselves, and that's a cult mentality. I don't do that. I don't. Okay, but here's the deal: Yella Beezy, I believe, was allegedly convicted and should be in prison or jail right now. It would have to be prison, I would imagine, because it's the most serious crime you can commit. But you all know what he was guilty of, considering Mo 3. I guess they're saying allegedly, whatever, that he had something to do with it or everything to do with it. One headline that I read was claiming allegedly that he paid off the guy who was responsible. So, you know, I remember what happened with Mo 3. I've talked about it in my rap songs millions of times. Again, you know, uh, condolences, um, respect. I mean, to Mo 3. I mean, respect to any human being, period. You know, I didn't know Mo 3. I don't know Yella Beezy. I don't know any of these fools. And that's all I'm saying. I mean, they don't represent Dallas in any way, shape, or form. That's number one. But Mo 3, the truth is that he was a nobody. Nobody of any notoriety, anybody who was anybody knew who the hell Mo 3 was. Mo 3 had no name. He was not famous. He was not anyone. And I'm just saying this is the truth. It's kind of like Drake when he came out on Degrassi. People didn't know who Drake was until he started kissing up and crushing on Little Wayne. Okay, and literally that's what happened is that Little Wayne and him, and then basically after that, he had already sold his soul, and then they just made people know who he was. That doesn't mean he's rich. He doesn't own that OVO mansion. He doesn't own anything. He doesn't own any car he drives. He lives on borrowed time and borrowed money that's not real, prop money, literally. And they put on a show for y'all because you're sheep and you want to believe this nonsense because it's all for Satan to try to entice you so that, like I said, he can sell these cars to people who actually are rich and wealthy and have the money. That's what it's all for. And it's to get you to sell your soul. See what I'm saying? The prison industrial complex, what they do is it's all a predatory system and they try to prey on the people who actually have the money. You understand? Which is usually good people like me who, I believe in God. And like I wouldn't give that system my money every chance that I don't have to give them my money, I wouldn't. That means any car company, any of it, it's all tied in. Same with the rap, like they still trying to do that coast to coast mixtapes thing. For me personally, like coast to coast mixtapes is all right. It's cool, but I don't believe in giving them my money. I just don't. I mean, you're not going to gain anything from it. It was a lot of evil people and no good people. I didn't even get to go to the performance because some dude, whatever, had put holes in my tire in my truck. Like I said, I was out there living in my truck and then I paid rent and I was living in Cape Coral, right? And I mean, it was literally better living in my truck at the time, to be honest, because like I said, when I paid rent there, I had all these problems with this one dude, and it literally became a whole thing where he was ducking me and running from me basically. And he was another narc. He probably still watches on me on here today. I think he has a lot to do with stuff that's happened on here, to be honest, because he reminds me of him. He's a very weird individual. You know what I mean? But he backed down to me a million times, and then he would just do the same thing, try to manipulate and whatever. And it's like, it's just no way to be, man. You know what I mean? And same thing, try to talk down and this and that. It's like, it's okay because I was young, so I didn't understand really all of what was going on, and it taught me a lot. People like him, I really learned a lot from. You know what I mean? Like being real. So like I'm thankful that I've had to come across people that were no good in my life because it always taught me something that was constructive and productive for me in the future, and it made me a lot stronger. That's just the truth. But I was huge in Cape Coral. I was playing ball. I was extremely talented with basketball. It was honestly, I think, one of the times I was probably at my peak level, but I mean, I like to think that I've gotten better and better, but I was pretty amazing at that point. Um, and I was playing out there in a gym. Like I said, I worked at a Dollar General out there. Um, I just would do different things, man. I was playing a lot of ball though and going to the gym and working out and, walking down the block or whatever. And then I'd just go and I'd, lay down in my little bed there and rest. The place was pretty nice. The woman running it was completely full of it, but she would try to act like she was nice and really she was just like all of them, and it was just very predatory. Cape Coral is not a good place either. I mean, most of America has just been a joke for a long time, to be honest. Cape Coral was where all the old fogies are that want to claim they're retired basically and stuff, and they're all miserable. And then I had another weird experience with some old man that I rented from for a while, and he had major issues, right? And some obviously some weird preference, and like he was telling me to keep the door unlocked, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna lock the door. I'm a grown man, common sense, and you know what I mean. And I'm straight, and you can go ahead and walk that way, boy. You know what I mean? Like literally, and like I'm just here so I can pay my rent and do what I need to do. And then I think he tried to like get aggressive with me, and that didn't work with me either. And he backed down, and it was just the whole thing. And then I remember I was just like pissed off about it for a while. You know what I mean? Because everybody knows who I am and how I get. You know what I mean? But it wasn't nothing to worry about. You know what I mean? And he didn't do anything concerning me. But it just is what it is. And then I found out later that he had like a long record too of like that stuff too, like aggressive stuff with people or whatever. But he wasn't used to me because I didn't put up with it. That was what he did. He just ran his mouth one day, and I was like, I'm not having that at all. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he met Tyree Sneed. Like, all that doesn't work with me, buddy. You know what I mean? But he's another. He was a fool. I mean, all them people like that, man. And it's just the same thing. It's narcs. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't care about narcs, man. I don't care about most of this world if you want me to be realistic. But let me get back to topic. My whole point is just I've been all over the map, man. Like I said, Yellow Beezy, he was always irrelevant, never was rich. They wear fake jewelry. It's not even rented. They don't even have to pay for that stuff. It's like when they talk about Johnny Dang. Johnny Dang, I can guarantee, is getting pimped by everyone around him. Johnny Dang is not rich. Johnny Dang is another Mason, okay, who sold his soul. He's the one who dealt with Curly Stone. And again, nothing against Curly Stone. Like I said, I got nothing but positive stuff to say about Curly. I see his people like pretty frequently now. Shout out to Hoodie Hood. Like I said, I'm cool with everybody. I try to be nice to all of them. And like I said, I honestly am in full support of anything having to do with him and them. And that's just the honest truth because that's how I feel and what I want to be. You know what I mean? Not of anyone else's accord. That's just genuinely how I feel. Like I said, if we could collab, I would love to, but I don't know if they even do music anymore or what. It seems like they're kind of in a different lane now. But I don't know. I'll probably bring it up to Hoodie Hood, when I see him and we'll talk about it. But you know, that's my deal, man. I try to get along. I try to go along to get along, man. I try to get along with everybody. You know what I mean? Um, at least at this point. And like I said, I mean, the past is the past. Like I said, I was younger and full of spunk, and I was just a different animal all around. I was a different guy, and it worked for that time being. And now is a different time, and I'm a different person, and I've changed a lot, and that's just the truth. I've evolved a lot, and that's a good thing. That's a positive, you know. So my whole point is in the world. I mean, just look at everyone, man. Look at them all, how they're all making the wrong decisions. Look at them all, how they sit online, and all of them are practicing demonology. They're all under demonic hypnosis. Okay. And the sooner you realize this and start waking up, the sooner you can make a positive change. But until you do that, until y'all learn to listen to me, you're just going to keep on making the same mistakes. The fact is, at the end of the day, this system, okay, it wants to overpower you. It wants to take advantage of you. They're all predatory. All these people are a part of it. They're all corrupt. They're all just out for themselves. And none of you are going to win like that. I mean, you're all going to find out the cold, hard reality of how Satan operates and that he's going to use you and expend you whenever he feels. That system eats its own. And I've never been a part of it and have no desire to. You understand? I have no desire to be a part of something that doesn't have to do with God. And when you believe in God, you just believe in God all on your own. You don't need a group of people to do anything. Feel me? But like I said, how many more examples do you need of the world just falling down and caving in around you? It's just like my enemies, the walls are closing in, like the reading said this word for word, and you can feel it. I mean, it is what it is. I see the signs of what y'all do. I see signs of everything, but I just believe in God and I keep my faith and I stand up to everybody. And that's the thing. God didn't make me and create me to be cowardly or to be weak or to come softly or speak softly. God made me, it's pretty clear, especially concerning my enemies. God made me to be brave and bold as can be. And that's what I am. And that's the whole thing. I'm not shrinking for anybody. I don't care if any of y'all like me. I don't care how you feel about me. Like I said, I mean, my whole thing is just people who have nothing to do with my playing field of what I do. Why would you talk to me anywhere? Or why would you talk about me? It doesn't make any sense. Bro, I'm Batman for real, bro. I do the real thing. Like I said, I mean, that's pretty self explanatory, bro. I'm the toughest man who ever walked this planet and the strongest. Are you serious? I'm superhuman strong. And you think that you can say anything to me? That's just silly. That's my point. It's always like older so called women or something like that with a chip on their shoulder, like, bro, I ain't hearing nothing you talking about. Like, that's what they want to do. They want to sit there and they want to argue with you and talk with you. Like, there's nothing for us to talk about. The only woman that I need to talk to is Christina, my girlfriend and my future wife, right? My future fiance, right? Other than that, what would I need to talk to any so called women for? I don't talk to y'all. So again, please don't approach me. You all have no business talking to me or much less saying anything about me. I don't know you. You understand? Y'all want to talk, act like a ghetto. I'm from the hood for real. Like I said, when I was 16, when everything was real active before they cleaned up all the projects, there ain't no hoods and ghettos. There ain't been none for over a decade comfortably. So y'all ain't hood or ghetto. You're not tough. It's clear who's tough. So what are you talking about? Just because I come from that background Doesn't mean I'm not educated and intellectual, and doesn't mean I can't be intelligent and be a role model for the youth and be something that people can look up to. And that's what people don't get. People want to look at me like I'm SpongeBob, and it's like that meme when it's when SpongeBob's like a DJ and he says, when people forget that you were a thug before you worked this job. I'm still a thug. I mean, I'm literally a thug for a living. I get paid to be a thug. Okay, that's what you got to understand. Like, that's why it's just so extracurricular activity, and it's a circus act to me when people try to talk in any weird energy towards me in any way, whether it's online or off, because it doesn't make any sense. There's no place for it. Like, bro, you're talking to a straight up gangster who does the real thing. Okay, I get more done than all them dudes in Chirac ever will. I do what they do in 1 year, I do in a day. For real. You understand? And me, it's just me. It's just Batman. So I don't get what you're saying, bro. None of you. Like I said, talk is cheap, man. Actions speak louder than words, man. Like when you represent yourself and you really on some tough stuff, you ain't got to do no talking. That's why we from two totally different cloths, me and any of y'all. So like I said, just keep my name out your mouth. That's not negotiable. You understand? And if people don't want to listen to that, you don't have a choice. That's the truth. I don't even have to entertain a ploy of anybody talking about me because everybody knows better. Nobody's going to do that. I promise you they ain't going to do that. Like I said, all you got to do is ask about me, man. Everybody knows me. They know how I get down. They don't know me, but they know about me. All y'all know about me. You know what I mean? I got too much history, man. I've done too much. I've been everywhere. That's why people be like, "Oh, I saw you over here." You'll see me everywhere, bro, because I run the streets. Like that's the point. That's the point of all this. The whole point is about power and power through God. It's not anything I'm trying to attain or gain. It's something I just naturally have. I'm just living my life doing me. People don't get in my way. Nobody gets in my way. Like people know better. You know what I mean? I do what I want to do. Nobody controls me. You understand? I don't back down for real to nobody in these streets. I don't back down to nobody anywhere. I didn't back down to anybody in jail. I didn't back down to anybody in no shelter. I didn't back down to anybody in no hood. I didn't back down when I was in any corner. I don't back down, period. You feel me? So when 50 Cent made that song Back Down, those songs are about me. He ain't live like that. He want to front and fake the funk. What are you talking about? He's an informant on paper. He's a snitch. What are you talking about? So y'all don't want to talk about the facts, man. Y'all don't want to just be real and acknowledge reality that Tyree Sneed is the the most man walking the streets like Frank Lucas was, and all legally, all legal, all the right way. You feel what I'm saying? That's what my whole problem with people is. People just like they all have a chip on their shoulder and they mad at reality. Like that's immature and petty. It does not work like that. Everybody else, they get their acknowledgement and their accolades when they accomplish something. I'm no different, bro. I don't have to be a Mason for you to give me my accolades. That's not a choice. You see my point? Like that's the point. They want it to be like a struggle for me to get acknowledgement, and it's not going to work like that. And I'm not going to try. I don't try to go out my way or have anybody validate me. I don't need your validation. The world has no choice but to validate me, and they already have. See what I'm saying? So the point is, at the end of the day, you're seeing the world fall apart in front of you. You're seeing what it is, what's happening. Yeah, all of them want to be whatever are going to get locked up. But at what point were they tough? Big U was never tough. They said what Big U was doing. Big U never got down like that, bro. I mean, yeah, as far as like what you're talking about, I'm sure he did those things allegedly. That makes sense for the conviction, but he was never no real gangster. He was never scary. It's just the people he was dealing with were soft as a cupcake. Big U was not tough. That's why he's sitting there now. He want to come to God. Now he want to talk about God. Well, I got news for you, Big U. God, I'm not going to speak for God, but God is not something you go to when you're only in trouble. God is not something that you go back and forth with. Like you're a horrible person. You weren't a good person. Everything you did was down low and dirty. Like just deal with the repercussions now and be quiet. Like I just hate that. I have no respect for people who want to come to God all of a sudden after you did all this dirty demonic stuff. That don't make sense. God, you can't serve two masters. God is not going to respect that. That I can say confidently. He ain't going to hear you. You feel what I'm saying? Like that's some petty, weak nonsense. I'm just saying, like if you're going to be a gangster and you're going to be on something, I don't respect that changing. Like I just don't. I don't respect that. I think any decision you make, it's a through and through thing. Like with me, I came to God. I will never change that. I didn't come to God out of fear. I didn't come to God to try to avoid people. I didn't come to God because I'm soft. I didn't come to God because I was running from anything or anyone. I came to God because He found me. That's the honest truth. He pulled me out of everything and talked to me, you know what I mean, and said, I'm not going to let go of you, period, because you're worth too much to me. Literally, that's what he told me. So, I mean, I have a real relationship with God. People want to teach you these things. They want to tell you these things. They got these people coming down to McAllen right now with this church, I think this month. I mean, for what? I don't believe that any of you are in touch with God. If you were in touch with God, you wouldn't be holding these functions. They don't help our people. You funnel the youth into these churches and you brainwash them. Just like all the ministry homes are demonic and sick and disgusting, and there's a lot of crazy, sick stuff happening in them. And I witnessed that firsthand. What do you mean? They let felonies go right there. It wasn't my responsibility, and I didn't get to see it. I just heard things. See what I'm saying? I wasn't there to witness it. You know what I mean? Or I would have tried to speak up. I didn't get to see. I just heard things, so I knew what went on and what happened. And there's nothing I could really do. That whole environment was the weirdest thing. Like I said, bro, when I would like y'all don't understand. Like the whole thing was about my cover. Like my cover was about to be, you know what, like exposed. Like y'all don't get that was a real thing, bro. That was like a whole mission, man. You know what I mean? That's why I'm not really interested in talking to any of them. I don't really see the point, because like I said, everything they're doing is, in my opinion, is wrong. I mean, like I said, how are you going to have the audacity to tell me don't let that stop you? Anyone would let that stop them when you have a dude there who he's not tough, he's just demonic, and these is what it is. It's weak people, and they have nothing to do with being tough. They're weak people. These are grown adults, and they try to talk to me like they're an actor, like they don't know who the hell they talking to. Like if you have that little self awareness, you need to get the hell away from me because I have what you call my future to preserve and my freedom to preserve. And I'm going to give you an example of somebody who didn't think like that and they literally had to pay the price, basically. Okay. That dude that came from another culture that was up there at that home, that ministry home. Okay. And it all had to do with Raul. It all comes back to Raul every time. And that dude, okay, what you have to understand these ministry homes, and this is part of why God put me there to witness everything going on. Because, like I said, these corporations like that racetrack, are using free forced slave labor, taking advantage of homeless individuals. And that should be considered illegal as hell. And they have deals worked out with the corrupt, right? Right around that camp to like not let people leave. That's what they told us. You see what I'm saying? So what happened with Homeboy, he was a big dude too. I got along with him. He was all right. I think he was kind of a little uh, tightly wound. Okay. Which if anyone should be tightly wound, it's me because of what I'm going through physically and what happened to me, right? And what I've been through for, the past however many years, but I'm not, I'm actually really easygoing. But he was there on court order. That means when you catch a case and by court order, the court orders you to be in that ministry home. So when they ran him off basically with their attitude and basically right in front of me and I could testify on a stand to this if the dude was smart and could contact me and have me be a part of that. I mean, like I was a witness to it. I mean, they were basically doing the same gang stalking behavior towards him, just like they tried with me in that ministry home. Okay, so they sit there and they play this game, and that's what the dude was saying right in front of him. He stood up to him and he was like ready to go, you know what I mean? And he told him like some crazy stuff. He said something along the lines of like taking out his frustration over the past, I don't know, 40 something years, or he was a older gentleman anyway, grown man, and he was pissed, right? And he had every right to be. And he told him like, you're gonna sit there and pretend like you don't know what's going on. Like, yeah, exactly. They all knew what was going on. He didn't say nothing to me because I had nothing to do with it. Me and him were cool. You see what I'm saying? So, and like I said, this was a pretty big dude, like bigger than me. You feel me? I'm not saying he's stronger than me, but he was bigger than me. That's why when that bench press, I started using that bench press because I saw him on it when I first got there and he worked out. And then I started working out like every day, like that's the point. Like any facility you can work out in, I'm going to show you something. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? And I think they were surprised because they were like, this dude can lift so much. And then, like I said, Miguel started his fake talk talking about, yeah, if you don't know how to work out like a real man like Tyree, like they try to role reverse reality that they're phased by. So he wanted to act like he could teach me something when it's like, you're not teaching me anything, bro. Like telling me to bench slow. I've been told that my entire life. I do that. I was doing that when you weren't around. You're not watching me work out. So why tell me something that I already know? That's silly, right? That's dumb. That's just pointless. Like, yeah, you work out slow if you want to, have results of like looking in a certain way, but I don't work out slow all the time because I work quick muscle fibers. You're not supposed to work out slow all the time because then you're going to have slow motions. You see what I'm saying? If you move like me and do what I do, it's all about quickness. So you still have to work out quick. You don't work out like super slow all the time. You know what I mean? So I do both. You see what I'm saying? So the point is, he's just sitting there talking nonsense because he was trying to dismiss the fact that he saw I was incredibly strong. And just like he had to say, he said, I mean, that's incredible that you can bench that much. Like, yeah, and I don't even mess with bench. You see what I'm saying? That's my whole thing, man. These people, they talk like, I mean, do I really need to explain? You know, like I told y'all what I've been through, man. I've had stuff with my tendons in that arm and football. Like I had to rehabilitate myself in a season and then came back and had one of the best seasons ever in basketball at St. Joseph's High down here in the valley. I mean, it is what it is, man. And if I can still bench that much and I can still do like more than most of y'all, that's kind of sad on your part because I don't even do bench. I don't touch bench, bro. I probably could set world records as far as dips with weight strapped to me because I did that when I was younger. When I was like a teenager, it was on camera on YouTube. I did dips with 115 pounds strapped to my waist. Okay. And I don't know if it was just one. I think I did quite a few. And I did that right in front of everybody on camera. But there was no accolades or awards for it. And I wasn't getting paid from YouTube at that time. Okay. So my point is, I've been doing what I've been doing since before YouTube was ever created. If YouTube were to stop everything tomorrow and not exist, I would still be doing what I'm doing. That's what y'all have to understand. YouTube is just an avenue of marketing. I don't have anything to do with YouTube. I could care less about it. That's what these people can't seem to comprehend. Bro, I do what I do regardless. I brought what I do onto this network. You should be thanking me and paying me correctly. You understand what I teach is a philosophy that's worth millions of dollars. I mean, and I'm not letting all the cats out the bag and all the secrets because game is to be sold, not told. I shouldn't be giving away info for free. If you look at me, my body's constantly morphing and modifying and getting stronger and bigger. I mean, I've been looking at myself in the videos lately and I'm like, golly, like I'm really, really got that Batman physique now, and it really can't get any better. The only way is going to get better is just like I said, if I purchase a protein like Syntha 6, that's all I need. And if I take that with milk, oh, dude, I'll get my muscles will like explode like because right now they're constantly in a state where they're like what do they call it? Catabolic, where it's like breaking down because I don't take protein. And when you work out as much as I do and you do what I'm doing, and there's that much, like tearing of the muscle, that's the only way you can rebuild. But I train like this intentionally, and then you see I still am getting stronger and stronger. So I know what I'm doing right now. I get some protein, I eat tuna and stuff like that. I'll eat some chicken, stuff like that. I get some protein, but it's not near enough for what I do. That's what people don't understand. Like my body has really high demands because I put it through so much. So the point is, the minute I ever get like the ball rolling and I can get like the protein that I want, oh dude, I'm gonna get huge. You're gonna notice right away. You're gonna be like, there's a huge difference. Like this dude is swole as hell. But that's the thing is the strength will just only get that much stronger because I've trained without that element where I'm not intaking that into my my diet and my body. You get what I'm saying? So that's the way you're supposed to train. All this is training. That's what y'all don't get. As real as it is, and as real as everything I do is and have done, it's all training. I mean, it's not like I haven't learned anything. I mean, that's the thing. I'm in my own walk with God. I'm not paying attention to the world. God told me, keep your eyes on me. That's what I do. I don't focus on other people. I'm realized I never was going to get in any back and forth with anyone, especially verbally. I'm not going to sit here and have a verbal spat and a tit for tat with people who aren't on my level, who are just jealous of me. But I am going to respond and put you in your place verbally real quick with reality so that you know to never talk to me anyway ever again, because I don't play like that. You see what I'm saying? And that's all I'm doing. I'm just setting people straight and then I'm keeping it moving. I'm on my journey with God. I'm doing me. I'm not here to argue with people. I work too hard. That's why I work hard literally so I don't ever have to stress or argue with anyone. That's why I handle all my own stuff because I'm a grown man and I don't have to sit there and argue with anyone because I'm on top of my game always. And I know how to make money. I know how to make bread and I know how to do everything. I'm fully capable. Even in a place like this where there's zero opportunity, right? And it's completely unfair and completely against me. I still am doing better than really all of you. That's the truth. So what's your excuse? That's the question. You shouldn't have an excuse. You should step up and, billy up and buck up and be a man and figure it out. You know what I mean? Because trust me, if anyone shouldn't have an answer for anything right now, it's me. What I realize is this, man. The most important thing is your freedom. And nobody can take that from you unless you take their bait, unless you allow them to. Now, getting angry and having feelings and being human, always do that. I'm all for that. Straight up, I will encourage that. Always let it out how you feel. You don't got to watch all your actions all the time. You don't got to deal with these fake people and put up with their nonsense. Not at all. But do it within a confines of a certain limitation to where you're not taking things too far and losing your cool completely, where you give them an excuse to where, like I said, they can have you in a position where you take a L or a loss or you get locked up or you get in trouble or anything happens with you. That's what I do. I'm about self-preservation now, even though me, with what I'm going through and what I've gone through physically, I really have nothing to lose. But I keep this mentality because I do have everything to lose still, no matter what. No matter what I'm going through, I still have to pay attention to my positioning. And that's what narcs do. They try to come at you and approach you and lie about the situations and the conversations that they start, right? Which is illegal if you're approaching me, right? And like I said, you'll get a phone call from an attorney. Like all these people don't understand. If you approach me, I don't care who you are. I don't care where you work, who you work for. You will receive a phone call from an attorney and they're going to ask you why you were approaching me, right? And they're going to ask you like serious questions because there's going to be a full investigation. I have the power at this point, and I don't care what anyone says, I have the power to have any establishment fully investigated. Yes, that means like what your records are, what you're doing, everything, bro, especially phone records. Because again, this is a case of gang stalking and you know what. So yeah, I mean, I have that ability. Yeah, especially when Christina gets here and I got all this money. Yeah. And like I said, most of these people, they're already under investigation. It's common sense. It's obvious. So if the Rolling 60s were being investigated, right, and they're going to prison, a lot of them, right, and I don't know if they're going to get them all, if they're all going to get indicted or not, if they do their job well. But I mean, you think the feds and the FBI or whoever's doing that or CIA, you think they're not paying attention to the red triangles on here? Red triangles is a real thing. Now they're a bunch of fools and clowns and jokers and a joke, but they're still criminals. They still got to go to prison. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter just because you're a poser. You still got to do the time. And if you don't like it, don't do the crime, don't do the time. You won't do the time. Right? I just want y'all to pay attention, man. All them people are taking L's. And I want you to notice this is the name of the game. And this is why I can't stand people who are envious and jealous and then act like they're tough for it because they're ignorant. None of you are tough. This is why you're stuck at these jobs. And all you're doing is creating my rhetoric for the whole future because I'm rubbing in the fact that you can't think, that you're not intelligent and smart enough. It has nothing to do with me. You're not intelligent enough to figure out the game and how to play it. Just because you're a gangster and a thug, which I actually am, right? And I mean, I'm ruthless. I mean, real talk. Like, I'm probably everybody's worst nightmare, right? Just because you're that doesn't mean that you can't be educated and be smart and be good to people and be nice to people. The fact is that gangsters, that's how they are. We're Southern gentlemen. Well, we're all about respect and we're totally nice until people cross that line, which nobody does, if they're smart. They learn not to do it. You understand? Because common sense, gangsters don't play games, right? So then you get a track record and a history like I have. So then most people have enough mind capacity and brain capacity to learn, yeah, you don't play with him. I'm that guy. Been that guy my entire life. So when it's just ignorant people who don't know me, I just let them do whatever, man, because they don't have a clue who they're talking to or dealing with. You get what I'm saying? And it's not my job to remind them or tell them. Let them be ignorant. That's my point, though. If you're a gangster, the point and the name of the game in this point is to do things the right way, right? Do everything legally, do everything legal hustle, make an honest living like I do. I teach people the formula for how to win. If you do everything right and you do everything by the book and you stay calm and you don't let take these people's bait and let them trick you off your throne, you will win. At least in that regard. It's not like I can win in every way, shape, and form possibly with what I went through, but I can win as far as that game. Not that it matters that much to me, but I'm winning for myself. I mean, that does matter. That matters a lot. My freedom matters, my life matters, my happiness matters, everything matters, you know? I'm just saying, like, with what happened to me, it's like, like I really have had no hope this entire time. I just lean on God and choose to believe in God and the hope that He provides. I still have hope. I hold on to hope. That's all we have. You know what I mean? In my opinion, that's what means everything. So at the end of the day, I mean, like I said, Rolling 60s getting locked up, Big U getting locked up, uh, Yella Beezy, whatever, getting locked up. You see all them other rappers, what happened to them? I mean, come on, bro. Y'all gotta understand, man. We come from all the same street corners. We come from the same blocks. We come from the same environments. Except the fact is that all of them are posers, and they don't come from those streets or those environments. I'm just telling you the truth, because I'm the one who comes from these hoods and blocks. I'm telling you who was out there. They weren't out there. Them rappers are always fake dudes that try to move around the streets. They ain't from the street. Those are soft dudes. My only point is this, man. When you want to act like you tough and that's your claim to fame, like people assume rappers are tough, ain't none of them tough. They all fake. They assume they rich. None of them have any money. They're all broke. Lil Wayne broke. Cash Money Records went bankrupt, allegedly, right? But it's a fact. Birdman went bankrupt, right? Allegedly, but it's a fact. All of them. They have no money. They never did. That system is broke. It's a broken system. It's masonry. You sell your soul. Okay, that's why they're doing all that weird activity, like what Birdman was doing with Little Wayne. Come on, man, use your mind, bro. It's common sense. So my point is, again, my points get proven every day. I'm not in Yella Beezy's position. I'm not in the Rolling 60 Crips position. I'm not in Big U's position. I'm not in Mo Three's position. I'm not in Tupac's position. I'm not in Biggie's position. You noticing a trend here and a common theme? I'm out here free, bro, doing what I want to do. You all want to talk about money, but see, I have my soul. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to be in a rush. I have all the time in the world. I'm 35 years old. I'm aging backwards. What's the rush? That's why I don't understand most of you people. I don't even understand why you people turn to the illegal activity that you do, because why are you in such a rush to get rich? I'd rather wait on God. Honestly, I'd rather wait and believe in God's promises. And I mean, I just don't know how to do what y'all do. That's just never been the way I've lived. I mean, just honestly, like, I don't know how to do what y'all do. I know how to stop you from doing what y'all do. I know how to stop people and and shut down illegal organizations. I'm real good at that, but I don't know how to do what y'all do because it was never my thing. I've never done it. Just being honest. I wouldn't. And the reason why is because why would you take time to learn something that you don't want to use and is only going to lead you down a dark road and a dark path where you're going to lose and lose everything and have a horrible life? Common sense, a smart guy like me, a genius, is going to say, I'm good. I don't want to learn any of that, which is what I did. I stayed the hell away from it. I was in the middle of all that stuff, bro. You think Dallas doesn't have all that stuff going on? Bro, I came up in all that, bro. I'm talking smack dab in the center of it, bro. Like literally had to hold houses down that people were trying to get in. Remember? And I talked about this. And then the corrupt ones tried to set me up and tried to act like I was a part of it. And I shut all that down too. Like people can't play with me because I got God with me. I'm divinely protected. That's what people don't get, bro. I've come face to face with real corruption a million times and stood up to them in their face. I was always that guy. I was taking everybody on. That means I took everyone on in one hood, and then I took on all the corrupt right in front of their face and won. And I was just one man by myself paying rent in a place just so I could live and get by and try to go to school and do what I was doing. That's it. I'm just trying to live my life. Feel me? And that's what I learned. Like, it's like when I was in college, man, I didn't ask for all this stuff to happen. I didn't ask to shut down these illegal organizations and their operations. I had to. I didn't have a choice. When I was in college, I thought it was crazy too, because like I said, these people were putting active you know what's on me, and I was having to defend myself and defend my life, and I was winning. That's the truth. I see people. I didn't walk into anything. I didn't ask for anything. People just came for me. They've been coming for me my entire life, bro. That's what y'all don't get. I was just trying to go to school and be a normal dude. And isn't it a good thing? It's a good thing that these things happen, right? Because it taught me something. It helped me to learn survival skills. It helped me to learn how to take care of myself. It helped me to learn how to shut down all emotion and fear and be tactical when I get into situations. It taught me a whole lot. God taught me a lot. See, what people don't understand with me, man, is I'm a different kind of animal, bro. Like, I literally have tattoos that are designed to lure you in. I want people to think I'm something to play with. That's what y'all don't get. I want you to think I'm soft. I want you to think that I'm trying to avoid anything because I'm not. I'm completely built different, bro. I love it. I live for it. So that's what people find out with me, when they play with me, they find out real quick, like, oh wow, like he's the real deal, and then they stay away from me. It's just the truth. Then they're terrified and they keep their distance. And I mean thousands of miles. They won't ever come near me because they know how I get down. They know what I'm about. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you all sit on YouTube and stuff. You all sit in these corners and like I said, you work at these whatever rinky dink places. You're just regular people. You do you and let me do me because you ain't gonna be able to. You don't dictate what I do. You see what I'm saying? You don't. It's not up to you to let me do anything. I do what I want to do. That's the thing. The thing I've noticed in this society now is you have all these people, whether it be corrupt agencies, corrupt people, whatever kind of people, demonic, and they trying to approach you and speak and act like they can just talk you into trouble, into taking losses, into losing things, into losing money, into pinning whatever they want on you. And that stuff works with certain people who are cowards. It don't work with me. I assure you. Mhm. And I would encourage everybody, anybody, and everybody to try. I'm not these other people. That's the thing, y'all. You people don't seem to understand, but you do. They know who to play with and who not to. I'm just talking in general for anybody in the public. People know who to play with and who not to. Because some people you can't play that game with, and some people can't be intimidated, and I'm one of them. You know what I mean? Some people you just have to watch how you talk to them and what you say. You know what I mean? Because some people really have power. Some people really gangsta. Yeah, and some people just is really the real deal, and I happen to be Batman. You feel me? It's just the truth. So it's like me, I just be the best Batman I can be. That's all. I'd be the best Batman I can be. And like I said, I'm out here free doing my thing, man. What y'all talking about money for? Hey, at least I'm not in Yella Beezy's position. At least I'm not in all y'all's position. I mean, there's tons of people getting locked up, doing Fed time, prison time all across the nation, the world. I'll never have to worry about that because everything I do is right and legal and I uphold the law. Everything I do is the right thing to do. You see what I'm saying? And God's going to protect me no matter what. You feel me? People can't lie on me because the righteousness is on my side and God is on my side. He gonna protect me every time. You feel me? God gonna ride for me. I don't have the worries that y'all have. I don't have the stressors that y'all have. I don't have the problems that you have. Like I said, Yellow Beezy pretty much looks like it's a rat, man. He gonna be in prison. It looks like it's a rat for Big U. He gonna be in prison. I mean, that's some serious prison time, bro. Diddy, same thing. Looks like it's a rat. Who else? All of them. Ain't none of them rappers succeeded, man. Like I said, there was people trying to run around like French Toast talking about Styles P and D Block. D Block was never millionaires. That's another lie you all made up. D Block was never paid anything. I don't care. You can talk about fake publishing rights. They didn't get any of the publishing. It's all fake. It's all charade, just like the lottery, just like the winnings in Vegas. It's all fake, bro. I've put up headlines. I've given you more than enough examples to prove it, man. When are you people going to stop believing what you're told, man? You're sheep. Bah, you got to start thinking for yourself. Bah, real talk. At the end of the day, man, I get paid to talk about these concepts and analyze things and give you the real realities of the street and reality and what's actually going on. And I live it. I don't talk about it. I live it. Then I talk about it. Feel me? How are we the same? We're not the same. Like I said, you all talk about things I never had a problem with. I've never had any of those problems. I'm good in every department. You feel me? Like I said, I'm just saying the truth. I'm a pretty smart guy, right? I mean, I'm building a living independently being Batman. I mean, I think that's a pretty cool thing, and everybody likes it and respects it who has a good attitude about life period and is a good person of some degree. They even bad people, a lot of them like it. They look up to it and admire it. It's like with spirits. I mean, the good spirits love me, but the evil spirits, they love me too. Everybody got respect for Batman. So at the end of the day, it's the perfect arena for me. It's the perfect career for me, and it's the perfect thing for me to do. And that's what it didn't take me. It wasn't no mystery me to figure that out. I figured that out in 5 milliseconds. I didn't even take me that long. I knew it out the gate. So that's what I'm saying. We're in two totally different lanes. I mean, like I said, my whole job is still to uphold the law. I want people to follow the law. I don't have to be in any other position to say that or represent that. I'm Batman. Batman just wants people to be normal people and follow my example because I'm just a good person and a law-abiding citizen. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're supposed to do. Everything I do is what you're supposed to do. I mean, it even comes out in the readings. They say like you're just a amazing, outstanding citizen all around. Yeah, not because I'm soft, not because I'm corny or anything like that, right? What other people who jealous and envious would like to turn it into. Nah, because I'm a lot smarter than you and I'm way ahead of you. I'm ahead of the game. I know how to be. I know what you're supposed to do. I know the moves I'm supposed to make. I don't do no acting. I'm the real deal. That's why when I talk, I expect people to talk to me the right way and with respect. If you not doing that, I mean, I'm signed off already mentally. I could care less what you talking about. I'm just looking at you like, do you have any clue who you talking to? How people funny, man. That's why I said like I just tell y'all off like, no, I'll do what I want to do. You don't tell me nothing, bro. Who is you? I'm your superior. These people don't even know who they talking to. Like I said, I wear a bulletproof vest half the time, bro. That costs thousands of dollars. I got over 2,000 in jewelry, bro. I usually wear a watch that costs over 530 bucks. I mean, are you serious right now, bro? The shoes I just bought cost more than anything y'all got, bro. The bicycle I just bought cost more than anything y'all got, bro. Like I said, that's over $200 plus bicycle. When I looked it up, there was things coming up for like $2,000. Like that bike costs money, man. That's why I said that's why people is jealous. Just call it what it is. You're jealous and you want to give a grown man. Imagine how weird and out of character and out of picture that is. Makes no sense. You want to give a grown man a hard time when you're nobody and shouldn't even be talking to me because I'm doing well and I'm coming up in the world and coming up in the game and you're jealous because you see, oh, he just doesn't give up and he keeps progressing. Yeah, because they just count me out. They think, oh, because one bicycle messes up, oh, I'm going to give up and stop doing what I do. Not at all, bro. It's teaching me how to do this stuff. Like I said, I got my homeboy. He's like Lucius for me right now. He'll help me fix a lot of this stuff. I mean, we already in business, man. And like I said, I'm probably gonna give the bicycle a little break to be honest, because I really don't need it completely. I don't. So I can give it a break and let it chill and rest. And my whole point is like I want to get more and more income coming in. I want to get supporters here to donate. And the more money we can get rolling and the more money I can make doing my content on here, I want to get a whole nother bicycle on top of that. That way I've got interchangeable, bat pods, whatever you want to call them. And then, like I said, we look into trying to get the engines, and I talked to my friend, and I'm sure he can figure it out which one to order, and he can probably figure out how to get it on a bicycle. hmm We're not that far away, okay, from figuring this out. What you have to understand though is there's no need or desire for me to do all that right now because I don't even feel like doing the Batman thing for the Valley anymore. It's completely pointless. You understand? The only reason I do it is just for me to feel comfortable because I like having the bat suit on. And like I said, it's like a fashion show basically for me to make my money. Other than that, I could care less at this point. I've already accomplished everything I set out to do. You feel me? And like I said, I might be just putting it on hold completely for a while and come back to being me. Because I mean, the fact is, I get a lot of attention being me, maybe even more so than when I'm Batman, because I'm a big deal. You feel me? So it's like, I don't know. It's just never nothing no more. I mean, like I said, there's a lot of people in the public, I think, that have wishful thinking and would pray for my downfall. It never happened and it never will, clearly. I mean, I've had plenty of downfalls. The thing is, I'm not afraid of having a downfall. I'm not afraid of negativity. I'm not afraid of the worst things ever happening to me. I've been through everything, and that's the point of Batman is I bounce back and I get back up. Like he told Bruce Wayne, why do we fall, Bruce? So we can learn to pick ourselves up. That's what I represent. I don't represent being perfect or not having problems. I represent coming out the worst circumstances and the hardest trials and tribulations there is and being a man and getting past all of it and through it and overcoming all of that and winning. And that's what I just did in front of your face, boy. So what you got to say to that? Like I said, all my enemies, they lost their jobs. I mean, any way that you put it, even if people thought that they were doing this, even if you thought you got a promotion or went to a different position or a different area or place, all of you failed. All of you have declined, and I've continued to rise and progress. It's just a fact. You still will have to sit there and watch me succeed and watch my content and my media, and I am the media now. I'm running my own media company. I'm the CEO of it. The media will not stop no matter what YouTube or any corporation has to say. Do you understand that? I can put on my website, I can release media all day, all I want. Y'all can't stop this, bro. That's all I need is a media company. I can make my own money. I'll figure something out every single time. I always do, right? So why would you doubt that? See, people is silly, man. People is funny as hell. Like I said, I'm not in these people's position. The fact is that all these wannabe gangsters and wannabe thugs, none of them were, and they're all posers, and you see them all losing. Yeah, because you weren't the real deal. Because the real gangsters, the real ones, the real deal, the real tough people like me, and there's only me. I'm the only one. There's no one else. Everyone else is a poser, bro. That's why y'all have to lean on other people and can't hold your own. See what I'm saying? It's the same thing you look at if you in prison or jail. They're gonna look at who can hold their own and who can't. That's the problem with y'all, man. Y'all trying to make it like some communal effort now. Like everything has to be communal and y'all got to deal with other people. Like that don't make you tough, man. I don't care if you got 800 people with you. All y'all soft. A man is a man. He stands on his own too. We not the same. See, what I do comes down all the way to the concrete that my ancestors and my family built in this country. It comes down to the fact that I literally run the streets. I mean, it's just different, man. I'm building everything up from a ground level. I'm thinking like I'm already running my own city. That's what y'all don't get. I'm not on y'all's vibration. I'm on a whole different plane and plane of existence. I'm on a whole different playing field. See what I'm saying? I'll never have the worries you have because I stand with God and I make good solid decisions, the right decisions. And I don't do things that are weird like y'all. Feel me? I don't need to because I don't mind working hard. I don't mind going out and getting it. I don't mind being the real deal. See my point? So like I said, I'm just saying to remind you, I mean, how many more examples do you need to see all these people who sold their soul get used and expended by Satan and the devil himself? How many more examples do you need to see until you start listening to me and realizing this guy really knows what he's talking about because he ain't just talking it, he's living it. And he's proven to you how this system works and how to defeat it and how to win in it. I'm not a part of your system. I'm not a part of your society. I stand outside of it like looking in at a zoo and I sit here and laugh. It's just the truth. You understand? I really don't care, bro. Like I said, you see all that stuff happening, tons of karma. Like I said, nah, anything with me is dharma, good karma. That's all I've created. Nobody can speak for me. That internet stuff, trying to talk backwards out of place, that's some corny stuff. That's immature, man. And when you do that, every time you get more karma because of it, you're creating more karmic debt. And that's why so much is happening in the world because y'all did this for years, bro. That's why we can't allow it anymore on here. You feel me? Ain't no more of that talking because that stuff has ripple effects all over the world. What you're doing is affecting the whole world. I hope you know that. Yeah, it's affecting not just you, but every evil person. And I'm like, good, keep it up. The more you type, not being true to yourself and not speaking reality and the truth, and you're online upset trying to get other people upset, right? Just intentionally, that's a crime. It's a felony for a reason. And people don't deserve that, right? And the more you do that, the more karma you will go through. I guarantee it. The more you'll create for yourself and everyone else who's like you, who's evil. You're only doing it to yourself, partner. See what I'm saying? Why don't we get real with ourselves and say the truth that nobody has ever competed with me, that nobody could come close to my level, that nobody is close to my breed, that you're not me, that I stand 6 foot two, about 150 something pounds. I'm stronger and bigger than all of you. What are you talking about, bro? Quicker, everything, just better all around. Hold on. See, it's just like when that church thing, man, when these people were like, yeah, he went and joined this church thing. Yeah, I did. I do a lot of different moves for myself and it worked, right? I got to promote my channel through Kentucky, through Oklahoma, a little bit on the road. There's people who work in little gas stations across, across the country that might have the channel they should. I gave it to some of them. That's what you don't get. People have to pay attention to me and what I do. I don't care if you like me. See, all of you have this thing about what you like. I'm not here for you to like. If you don't like me, it's because there's something missing with you. You're empty inside. You have some kind of personal issue with yourself. Because there's no way anyone couldn't like me otherwise. I'm a very likable guy. I just am. I'm a very nice guy. I'm respectful to everyone. That's the problem with the public. They're too hypersensitive. That was all created by the Freemasons and Illuminati too. You've been brainwashed. That's not my problem. See what I'm saying? At the end of the day, man, people could say whatever they want, but you're stuck working a 9 to 5 and you have a boss and you're a wage slave. I'm not. I don't work for nobody, never have. When I work with that system, it's only to make money so I can invest in myself. Like I said, we're steps away from getting all this on the road. Do you understand that? I mean, literally, my point is this. If I already got the one bicycle and I got my Lucius for now, and he's able to help me repair and work on these things, I mean, like I said, all I got to do is get one more bike that's in good shape, get that solid. I know exactly what my goals are. I'm moving and progressing. This is the difference between Batman and everybody else is I know how to progress and I never stop progressing. See, I don't have to, I could go snail speed if I want. There's no rush for me. Isn't that awesome to have that comfortability level to know that you're secure at least and that like I have stability. I'm completely stable in every way because I worked for it, because I created it, because I went through hell to create it. And meanwhile, these people will look at little things. Oh, I want to nitpick. Oh, I want to prod. Oh, I want to overanalyze. Overanalyze yourself and the fact that you don't have a job and a career. I will never need a job again for the rest of my life. I work for myself because I know how to build businesses. If one fails, I'll try to build another one, and there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to. It's just the truth. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't pay attention to people and what they have to say and how they feel. I could care less because we're not the same. There's nothing about us that's the same. Like I said, I've had to push my body past limits you could never fathom. You can never fathom what I go through physically every day. I'm going through it right now as I'm talking to you. You don't know what happened to me and you don't care, and I'm not asking you to. At the end of the day, I've had to be stronger than any human being. And, the thing is that, some of these readings, they basically tell me it's all a blessing, right? And it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. And that part I kind of understand because if it wasn't for these things happening to me and what happened to me physically, I don't believe that I would be able to pull this kind of strength out of me. That's the part that I do understand and agree with, and I would understand why God would let these things happen. I don't think it was His doing completely, but as far as letting them happen to help me in the long run and teach me something, that part makes some sense to me. God's plan is God's plan, man. I'm not trying to be God. The world is trying to play God. Like I said, leave the firmament alone, right? I mean, that might be part of the thing with Tesla. So again, I mean, everybody's sitting here acting like, oh, it's wrong, and you keep trying to protect these corporations, but why? Because you have a vested interest. Because you're all corrupt. People don't like these corporations. They have no reason to. They're all the enemy. What are you talking about, bro? Come on, bro. You got a dude who's so crazy, bro. He's trying to break the firmament when we don't even know if space is an ocean. That means if that's water, like I said, all that water comes through that firmament, bro. You want that? I don't want to be in that situation. I'm sorry, but what? You think it's a question? I don't see anything in question. I see righteousness and karma is what I see. You feel me? Like the dude is maniacal, man. He never built no rocket. Elon Tusk is nobody. He's a puppet for used by the elites, and he's not rich. I mean, what are you talking about? The truth is that the public should have been woke up a long time ago. What are you talking about? I've made a living standing up to the government in this entire system. That's all I do. Try to educate the public. So, like I said, at the end of the day, like, I mean, I don't know what people expect. Like, you expect people like me, like us, to just sit here? Nah, we're going to stand up for ourselves all day. No matter how you paint it, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, I mean, we got to stand up for ourselves, man. This is our world, not yours. You're all foreigners and traitors in it. You all came and invaded this territory in the first place. Like, imagine you trying to tell me how things gonna go. That's what we got now. We got people who my ancestors defeated all their ancestors and sent them back across crying and whining, right? And literally it got ugly, bro. And they over here now on my soil trying to tell me what to do and how things go. Yeah, that'll be the day, sister. You funny as hell. You feel me? That's why I tell you, no, I think I'll do what I want. Like, who you even talking to, bro? I mean, we know what you're doing. You just want to get someone upset. I don't get upset. I'm a gangster. Okay? I get pissed off. And me pissed off ain't something nobody wants. And I told you people this. You should all really learn to listen, like for real. They all need Q-tips and they need to get an ear exam. Because if they could listen, it would really help them out. Because they be making serious mistakes, especially with their mouth. Y'all talk too much. You're barking up the wrong tree. All of you. You feel me? Like I said, at the end of the day, homie, I'm the biggest, most notorious, ruthless gangster in the world. This is a fact. And I don't do no talking. I'm the real deal. I don't care what people tell themselves. There is nobody and nothing that I can't come up against and win and defeat. So please miss me with your nonsense. People don't even want to get me started. That's reality. People know what it is. You feel me? That's the truth. You know what I mean? And it's like, of course, people are jealous and envious. I mean, I'm larger than life and I'm bigger than the entire system and bigger than the world and anyone in it. That's why everything I do, like I said, see, I have different goals every day. I try to push myself and I'm building up my strength levels and my strength limits. And basically, I'm more literal like Super Saiyan walking around quicker than the human eye can see, quicker than the speed of light, quicker than the sound barrier. I'm not joking. It's on camera. And you people will just sit there and try to act inept to everything that's going on in front of you. Like I said, I mean, what are you talking about? And then have the audacity to try to project. I don't got time for you. I'm proving concepts wrong that the world has taught since the beginning of time. I mean, what are you talking about, bro? And like I said, I know ways to get even more of an edge and even move quicker. I mean, I haven't even opened the entire Pandora's box on y'all yet. So what are you talking about, bro? So I'm breaking world records and setting world records. Like I said, what was it, like 186 or something, or 182 pull ups in one set? I did the 90-pound dumbbell world curling record. I mean, it's like, are people really serious right now? I did all this independently off my own dime and my own budget, man. Can anybody really tell me anything? Honestly asking. I haven't had a productive 2024. Yes, I did. I haven't had a productive year. I built a business and it's running smoothly and I'm getting everything running. I just paid my phone bill. I'm ahead. I'm probably, I mean, I'm not saying that it's much or I'm like in the best position ever, financially, but I mean, I am as far as wealth and equity, right? So, as far as cash and finances, I mean, hey, I'm in a little bit better position right now, honestly, on an overall scale of things than I've probably been in all of 2024, and this is just the beginning of 2025. So I'm looking pretty good with my business, right? Because it's running smooth. I'm almost halfway through the next check making it, right? And well, my next check is the one coming to me. It's already complete, but the check after that, I'm already working on. I'm almost halfway done with it, getting to $100 threshold. So what do you mean? I have a full scale business. I make money consistently. If I get on here and talk, I'm being paid. Understand that. I'm getting compensated a little bit for everything that I do. Like I said, it's the sacrifice that you make and it's the turnover ratio, whatever you want to call it. It's the exchange you're making, right? I'm exchanging having a boss and not having my freedom, right? To build my own business. Will it take time? Sure, everything takes time. Any business you build takes time. I've made more money quicker than anybody who ever built any business. So what's up? All this is working for me. All this is a positive thing for me. Like I said, I believe in this business. I believe in being Batman. I believe in everything I've accomplished. I believe in the changes I've made. I've made serious changes in the world and in the streets. I've done a lot. I've helped a lot of people. I've changed lives. I've saved people's lives, literally. I've saved people with what I do every day. And I know my words on top of that help people through hard times and save them. Either way, they help people. I'm doing a lot. I'm doing God's work. So I'm doing the right thing. Like I said, I focus on what God wants me to do, not what this world wants me to do. So when y'all be saying something, my whole thing is number one, it doesn't apply to me, it applies to you. And I don't have time for that, especially for it to start being repetitive. It only proves my point that the entire world is delusional. I'm the only one in my right mind. And I truly believe this. I think the majority of you are delusional because there's no way you can't say you're not delusional because you work 9 to 5s for agencies and jobs that don't care about you. Y'all will actually sign up for the military and condone and promote this stuff when the military is the military industrial complex that set me up, targeted me, and did all this stuff to me, was putting stuff in my food. Okay. And this is what they do and why they make these movies about the CIA constantly betraying people like Jason Bourne, all these things. And I'm the real Jason Bourne. So who the hell are you to tell me that I'm making a mistake when I didn't sign everything that I got over and everything that is me onto a piece of paper and go work for go to other countries that these people started the conflicts at and pretend that I'm standing up for a country that doesn't care about me, that I come from and these people don't. The government doesn't come from this country. I do. I'm who owns land here and always will. This is my land. I come from this land. What are you talking about? Obama's real name was Barry Soetoro. He was born in Hawaii. He was trained to do speeches on fear, just like Carly Fiorina, who's my aunt, was a CEO of Hewlett Packard. So you people want to get on here, you want to play games. Do you know who you're talking to? It's like the guy said in U.S. Marshal, are you sure you want to get cute with me? You all don't seem to get the point here. There's nobody playing but all of you. I don't play at all. I don't play games. I get right down to the nitty gritty and I get down to business in everything I do. I didn't come to play. You understand? And if you want me to be realistic, I came to play for keeps. That's the real truth. You understand? And I get results. I get what I want. I'm going to win no matter what. You feel me? So, like I said, at the end of the day, I'm learning all these other things, man. I want people to learn from me, and I want, hopefully, people will look up to me as a role model and try to imitate a little bit of what I do. I'm learning about fruits, vegetables, foods. Today, I ate this snack. It was made out of red lentils, and lentils are supposed to be good for you, right? So, I mean, I'm trying to study those things like that. Like lentils makes me think like the stuff from the Bible. Like I'm trying to look into that stuff, like the crops that they would eat in the Bible. I have to look them up again. It's like mill something and stuff like that. Like I'm trying to get that stuff at some point because I think that's what I'm supposed to be eating. And it's stuff. It's like grains, whole grains, and they give you all the nutrition you need. And then you fast and you eat that instead of eating just this normal Western diet, which of course, I mean, I got to eat some normal food. I mean, I'm an American, so it's not like I'm going to stop doing that, but I'm just looking into it in the future so that I can eat that as well and see if it helps me because I think it actually has like the vitamins and minerals you need, and it might be what I need with what I'm going through. Like right now, bro, I'm drinking guava juice. I gotta try the mango juice. Like I mean, I've kind of even changed my diet a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I mean, I'm doing things for myself, man, that I need to do for me. The thing I'm saying is, life for me is like a canvas. I'm an artist. Life for me is a learning process in a school. I'm learning from the school of life. I'm on a whole different walk. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. Like, I went through how many bikes? I've got like, I own like four of them in storage. So, I mean, what are you talking about? I mean, I just got this brand new one. I mean, I had my homeboy fix the tire, so I had it worked on. Like, that's a big deal, man. That's things, steps of the process that I'm learning how to do this and how to. I mean, I'm doing it myself, bro. That's a pretty big deal, bro. So, like I said, I'm one bicycle away. That's all I need is one more extra bike that works correctly, and I can hopefully get solid tires on, right? And then I got to learn about the inner tubes for them, right, and how I can get spares for that so that my homeboy can put them on, right, and then maybe he can teach me a little bit so I learn because I'm sure I can figure it out. It's just not something I really want to do, to be honest, or I have time to do because I'm always working and I got to move quick. I'm busy, right? But I'm one bike away, man. I get one more bike. I get some money. I need a new phone with a clean screen. These are the things I need. I need a new phone, clean screen. I need another bicycle that's in decent shape that will run, right? That hopefully has stronger tires, maybe thicker or something that I don't have to worry about them popping or having any issue or getting holes in them, right? That's what I need. If I can get one more solid bicycle, maybe at the most at least two more, mhm, that way I'll have all those to choose from and alternate, and then I can have him fix the one that I'm not using if it has an issue and just use the other one. That's if I even use them at all. Like I said, I'm probably going to give this one a break for a minute because that's what I need to start doing. When I get them right, leave them alone instead of continuing to push everything to its limits, you know, and then I wonder why it messes up. I mean, it's just at some point you need to kind of fall back and chill. So that's what I'm planning to do. I think that's a great plan at this point because I've already accomplished everything as Batman. I've done everything I have to do. Like I said, I expended resources, man. I mean, you should take a look at some of these bicycles. I mean, it's hilarious, bro. I mean, it takes work to do what I do. People want to dismiss what I do. I do a lot, man. I get a lot done. So like I said, it all has a real purpose and more of a purpose than any of these agencies. I serve more of a purpose in these streets and everywhere than anybody. I do more than anybody. I deserve to be rewarded and I deserve to be paid. And like I said, you are going to compensate me regardless, whether it be in court or on here. So you choose. You're all going to lose regardless. You're all going to watch me win regardless. So what's up? Exactly. That's what I thought. So at the end of the day, like I said, I'm one bike away. And then after that, I'd say one or two bikes away, and I need a new phone with a clean screen. And I'd like to hopefully get in a position where I can get it while I already have this one because I just paid the phone plan and it's due like now, like on the 21st. So this phone plan's already paid for. So this phone is set for another month as far as the plan. So be good on that so I can run my business, right? Because that's most important because I do everything through a phone, right? But now I want, this is what I need. I want and need money to get another phone with a clean screen. And like I said, at least I'd say about at least one more bike, hopefully two is what I want. I want two more bikes so that I don't even have to touch the nice one I got, and I can just alternate between them two. That's what I really want. Two bikes and a brand new phone with a brand new screen and a plan. If I can get all that, I mean, then I'm in business because then the next step after that, like I said, is what? I already told y'all and filled you in on the details. The next step is looking at the engines, which I'll talk to with my friend who's Lucius for me, right? Helping Batman to, fix his gadgets. And I'm also going to talk to him about building bat suits because I'm sure he can give me some advice on that type of stuff as far as neck protection and protection for my arms and all that type of stuff. So we'll go from there and my legs even. So I think he can help me a lot with a lot of things. And then, like I said, I may pay him to come on the road with us or pay him to hold me down in the valley as far as the Batman thing. So I mean, it's an opportunity for him in the future anyway. Once Christina gets here and we have all that money in the budget to work with. The point is this: I'm about, like I said, one phone, two bicycles away max. And then, like I said, I look into the engines. I'm sure he can show me where to order one that he thinks he can put on. And then we just start experimenting and see if he can put it on. And what's going to happen, I think, is he's going to figure out and know how to put one on there that works, whether it be electric or gas engine, right? I kind of like electric because I don't want to breathe whatever is coming out of the engine, but I don't know how it works, so we'll have to just figure it out. I think God will put it together the right way. He usually does. He always does. God always comes through. As hard as it looks right now and as impossible as it looks, it's like they always tell me, you think your situation is bigger and greater than God. I don't. I believe in God. I believe that God will come through. I believe in God always, no matter what. No matter how hard it gets, no matter how discouraging it gets, no matter what it looks like, I keep my faith, and I think that that's why I get rewarded because I have true faith because I believe in God, not because I'm going to win, but because even if I lost, I still choose to believe out of love because it's all about love at the end of the day. That's true faith. That's what Christina and I have. That's why all y'all are so jealous and miserable in your little fake relationships, and you have to sit here and obsess over me and watch me win, right? And it just bothers you to your core, right? Like I said, people funny as hell, man. People don't want to play with me and people don't want to mess with me, man. I'm not the one, bro. Trust me, I will shut everything down quick, easy, and all I got to do is open my mouth and talk. People funny, man. But like I said, end of the day, what was I saying? That's it. About one phone and a plan and about two bicycles, I say max away. And then I look into the engines. And then if I get the engine and my homeboy we can order one and get one that to put on that works. Oh man, that's a wrap, bro. And like I said, that's the thing. I wouldn't really do that in the valley though. I might try it out and test it in some certain areas away from vehicles and cars. I'm not trying to put myself in that position again with what I've been through already. Hell no. Down here? Hell no. I'm not going to do that. Hold on. So I'm just being honest. I wouldn't waste my time with all that riding it all around the valley. But the point is, I could test it out and make sure like it works and see how efficient it is. And then the point is, Once we do that, we're in full scale business. Now, it's not to open a business with it or sell it because you'd be liable if anything happened. I'm not going to put myself in that position because I'm smart. See, if you make smart decisions and you know how to actually build your own businesses and run them correctly without putting yourself in compromised positions, you'll get somewhere. If you don't, and you don't think and use your mind and realize you'd be held responsible, then you're going to lose out and you're going to be caught in bad situations. You see, if you just think ahead, you're going to win every time. But this is just for me so I can build them and create them for me. And like I said, once we get one where I got the engine on it and it's running, then I know, okay, now I just get another bike, right? Which, like I told you, if it's two bicycles, then I'd be able to keep my new one and I'd be able to get two of them where it has the engine on them. And then, like I said, we're just completely in business. And then, other than that, it's just waiting for Christina to get here and for us to get everything started in the show on the road. And like I said, she already told me she's going to send me some real bread and money to work with so I can get everything going and started as soon as she can. I'm in no rush. I love you, honey. But like I said, I mean, then we're in complete business. That's the only goal right now as far as, business and what I'm trying to do. It's not so much the money, it's not so much anything like that. It's not so much opportunity because there is none here. It's more about the bigger picture of things. And like I said, once I start and once I can get these bicycles and I figure out how to get engines on them, I don't understand, bro. That's a big deal, man, because the thing is I can take those bikes and then if he can teach me how to put the engines on myself, which I know he can at some point, even if I have to wait for Christina to get here to have an environment to do it the right way where he can really teach me and take his time. If I figure out how to do that, this is something we can do in any city and state all over the country and the world. Do you understand that? So the point is, when we have the budget to work with and Christina is here with me, I mean, we could end up going to Paris, France, and I could do it in Paris and be Batman in Paris. I could do it anywhere because if you get a bicycle, bro, think about it. You get a bicycle and you got a gas or electric engine on that thing, and it's that fast and can move. I mean, nobody can tell you nothing. And if you make it like all terrain and then you can alter the tires, so see, then you start getting into the next topic, which is you can get bigger tires, right? And you can get something that rolls, right? It doesn't even have to really like pedal or anything. I mean, if you just get a structure built and you have tires on it and you put that engine on it, it should do the same principle. Should it not? You don't need pedals if you have an engine that you know how to turn on and off and work, right? I mean, so the thing is, then we get into the whole bat pod thing, right? So that's the whole point and purpose of this is that it's all important because it's going to start with bicycles and then it's going to evolve. But even a bicycle would be good enough for everything I'm doing because you just need something that's going to zip down through these streets, under these bridges, and all these places people are afraid to go that I go comfortably, right? That's where all the stuff happens. I'm just telling you the truth. All stuff in the street, man, happens in different corners and stuff like that. That's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? So, like I said, that's what you need. You need a bicycle with an engine. And like I said, I mean, I can take it with me when we go on road trips with Christina. I mean, we'd be able to basically like make as many as we want. It'd be like manufacturing my own, but they're just for me, just for Batman. And then, like I said, Christina's going to help me build the new bat suit, and we'll probably make several prototypes of it and with different, like features to them. I mean, I'm getting everything going that I set out to do. Like I said, we have different goals, man. Narcs can't move my goalposts because they didn't create it. You see what I'm saying? My goals are different than your goals. Whatever your goals are, it's like when y'all talk about money, I'm not concerned about money and I've never had to worry about money. Money just comes to me just like it's about to. So I mean, I'm not really worried about that. My environment is more just making solid decisions and being free and out of trouble and being good and not having to waste money or stress or anything like that and just being happy, man. That's all. Like I said, I'm making tons of progress quickly, okay, by leaps and bounds, and this is what people are upset at because they know what I'm doing. They know it's real. Like I said, they have to see me zipping around on that bike as Batman. I mean, it's all real. It looks real. It looks legit. It works just like that right now for now. But like I said, it's just not enough for me. I want more. I want to get these engines on them and I want to learn how to do them. And once I figure all that out, man, it's a wrap, bro. There ain't nothing anybody can tell me, man. Like it's gonna be phenomenal, bro. And then, like I said, like all this is gonna be applicable in New York and stuff because a lot of what I'm gonna be doing on the side, other than doing the Batman missions and going out as Batman in the streets and everything, and helping the community and stuff, and trying to offer it as a service possibly with a company and everything at some point. It'll all be separate, but these are all elements I can combine and do. The point is, I mean, that's what I would be. I'd be in a garage just like he had, and probably like almost underground, and working on all these different gadgets and stuff. And then, like I said, I'm going to have a Batmobile at some point. I'm going to have all the tools I need to work with. I don't, there's not a doubt in my mind on that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, like I said, I mean, when Christina sends me some money, it's not like I'm going to go crazy spending that money on stuff. I'd probably just save all of it and, use it just for basic stuff and to eat and, you know what I mean? And wait for her. You know what I mean? I mean, the only move I could think of making is something like that. Maybe getting like a, I mean, well, no, I mean, I already have the bicycle. I mean, I don't need much else right now. So, like I said, it would be just to get me by, and I would talk to her about it at least first. You know what I mean? Because I love Christina and I have full respect for her. You feel me? So I'd have to just figure it out how I want to approach it and what I want to do. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Like I said, I know that'll happen. I know she'll hold me down, and I know she'll do that. So I mean, that'll be cool. And like I said, I'm just saying. I mean, that would help me to get everything started the way that I need to. I need a new cape too. I got to get a bigger cape again. It'll just look cooler and be more of the part. But the thing is, I want to get Kevlar and make it into a cape. So I got to figure that out too. Christina's going to help me build the bat suits and everything. I don't know. Kevlar comes in like white. I don't know about Kevlar coming in black. But like I'm gonna have to get it all going that way. Hopefully I can get a Kevlar cape because the point is to get the cape and Kevlar in black because that way the cape is like resistant and proofed. So it's not just going to be the suit that's proofed, it's going to be the cape. So I'm actually going to be able to use this cape to shield myself like you would kind of imagine or see him do in the cartoons or the movies. That's what y'all don't understand. That cape is going to be proof or resistant. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole point of it. So it's like the new bat suit that we build, the ones that we build will be multiple ones. They're going to look kind of like what you're seeing in this picture. That's what I'm going for. You know what I mean? With the cape designed like that, where it's literally like pulling from the back and it's like you wear it over the top, like so that it's like it's just it's a one combined attachment. Like I study all this stuff, man. So like I said, I'm over here figuring out everything for the future of what I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to be doing it. It's not an easy thing. Nobody's ever done any of this before. Like I said, I'm the only person that's ever been the real Batman in the history of time that we know of. I think there was one in medieval times, but as far as we know, I'm the only one that's actually real and I do the real thing. Other than that, I mean, isn't that amazing? It's a hell of an accomplishment, right? I mean, that's something that goes down in history. I can live with that. I'm satisfied with what I've already done. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm happy every day because I'm super proud of myself. You feel me? At the end of the day, I mean, I already gave Christina a list too of what we might want and what we're going to try to get and how we're going to do things. I mean, you don't understand, bro. We're about to be in full scale business. And I mean, even the reading said it's about to get busy. So I don't know what that means, but I figure that I'm about to have a lot of business somehow. There's a lot about to be going on in a positive manner only. So I'm excited about everything, man. You feel me? But I just can't wait for Christina to be with me and, for us to be able to live the lifestyle that we deserve. And I'm very ready for it, man. But she's all I want and all I care about. And she's what makes me happy. So that's just the truth. But yeah, I already told her, steps of what we want to do, how we want to do it. I mean, our whole lifestyle is going to change for both of us when she is with me. So it's going to change drastically in a positive way. So like, I'm really excited about it. You know what I mean? Because we're going to be living the life, like our best life. We're going to just be having fun and moving around all the time and doing different things that we want to do. So, I mean, the thing that I'm kind of excited about as far as the Batman side of things is like when we take this to other cities, like You gotta understand, like, I could do this out there in Kentucky where I was. We could take it back to Lexington. I could go through Lexington and do it. I could go visit that shelter out there and, like, we could go out there and help them with some food and stuff, for a day or something or a couple of days. I mean, that's what I'll plan to do with Christina is stay at different places. And, when I tell her my idea, she tells me her exact words, she said, "I'm open." I mean, she's just amazing and awesome. She just listens and she just really wants to support me in anything I want to do, and it's just amazing, man. Like really, because she really genuinely loves me, and I can tell and I can feel it. You know what I mean? And I'm just the type of person I would never take advantage of that ever. You know what I mean? And she knows I wouldn't because I'm not built like these other people. I'm not. I'm a good person. I'm not a no good person like most of them. You know what I mean? And it's like I would never want to. I would never want to take advantage of that. I think it's a beautiful thing. But she supports me and she'll support me in everything that I do, and I just love her more than anything. And she's all I care about. But I am happy and proud that she stands behind me and wants to support me in another producer makes it about me, but I'm sure it will happen. And like I said, I already told y'all what the title of it was. I don't think that everybody forgot. So it's like we're going to be working on all that. The thing is, the film is going to have the real video evidence of me being Batman when I'm doing the real thing, like the missions and getting in the mix. That's the point of it. So you're supposed to take the real footage and then integrate it into a film. You get what I'm saying? That way, when people watch the movie, however many decades from now, they turn around and they tell them all in the movie, like these are it can this movie contains real footage of real scenes of this real Batman that was, doing the real thing. So it's going to be like the coolest thing anybody's ever seen because you're not watching like a stunt double or an actor do these fake things. You're watching a real Batman go out in the street and get it in. You see what I'm saying? You're watching a real Batman, whatever it may be, shutting down illegal activity and illegal organizations. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shutting down the actual mafias and stuff like that, like the crime bosses, like, I mean, all this stuff that the agencies aren't equipped to handle. That's what Batman has to deal with. Batman has to stand up to whoever. Batman is the world's greatest detective. He studies everything on his own independently and he shuts it down himself. And he's almost like a spy. He sneaks around and researches, and that's everything that Batman does. So it's self-explanatory, bro. Like I said, that's all I really need, man, is the suits, and I need the bat pods to move around on, and different prototypes of things that move, and maybe a Batmobile, obviously. I mean, that's really about it, bro. Batman don't need much. All the other stuff comes later when we make all this more money on top of it and invest right. And, we build these businesses and see a lot of profit. And then, at that point, if I want to look into getting, whatever it may be, like little jet planes, little bat jets and stuff like that, I can look into that if I really feel like doing that and trying to push it to the limit and learn how to fly, which I would have somebody who's like a professional, fly, who can fly a plane professionally. I'd have them with me at all times if I whether I'm doing a mission or not. You don't understand. I don't have to do everything on my own. That's what people don't get. The movie is a movie, but Batman doesn't have to do everything by himself. You got to have a team and people around you who are certified professionals in what they do, that can show you what you're doing and be able to help you if you have a problem. And when you have money, that's no problem, right? So that's what people don't get. Something I always found really interesting too, I'm not gonna lie, like aviation school. They have one in Arizona, I think, that I looked at briefly in person, I believe. Like I always thought that was kind of interesting. So I don't know if like I think Christine. It won't, I don't know if it'll be in Arizona, but maybe when we're there we can do it because she said we can visit. I don't want to live there at all, but we can visit. But um, maybe we'll check that out because I know they have like flying simulators. And my point is, I don't know how comfortable I'd feel about going up there, especially at that point in my life. I don't think I would do it at all, honestly. Like if you asked me right now, I'd be like, hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm just not. It's too risky, you know what I mean? But it's just pointless to do right now. But I'm talking about way in the future when we get everything moving. I would consider it. I would at least take the flight simulator classes or whatever courses so I can feel what it feels like and try to learn. But that's my whole point. If I ever went up in the air, oh, I would have a real like instructor with me who knows everything about what's going on and can land the thing, and I'd really let him do the flying. You know what I mean? With a budget and everything, and I'd make sure there's like every fail safe and precaution and parachutes and everything for us in case anything goes wrong. I don't trust planes at all, dude. At all. You know what I mean? They scare the hell out of me, to be honest. And not much scares me. They scare the hell that you beat what is it? But Jesus out of me. I don't do planes. There ain't never been nothing about them that's safe. I don't know what people are talking about. So it is what it is. But and I don't have to focus on that so much. We could focus more on the sea element too, like, little submarines and stuff. I mean, they already got all that stuff. They're making flying cars. They got submarines, like mini submarines that go under the water and submerge. And I think they're like cars that can turn into submarines. Stuff like that is what really interests me. It has to be things that are applicable and useful for what I'm doing. But all that's in the future. Like I said, when we make a lot more money with our business on top of it, we're going to have more than enough, plenty. I'm just excited, man. I'm just waiting, and I just want to get the show on the road and get started. And I just really want to chill and take a vacation. And we're going to be doing a lot of resting, man. Like when Christina gets here, we already know what we're gonna do, what we're gonna have going on, but her and I are just gonna be we're gonna go to the island and we're just gonna be chilling basically, wherever we go and basically like probably ordering Chinese and ordering in and just staying in and wherever we're at and watching like we may use Airbnbs and all sorts of stuff, but we're gonna just be watching movies and TV together and cuddling and chilling. To be honest, we're not gonna be doing much. I'm just being honest. So I'm going to use that time for us to be together and to rest because that's what we both need. So we're going to be chilling for a while and kind of sign off from the whole world because that's what we both need. That's what really is healthy and what I need. I know it's what I need. You know what I mean? Probably get like a deck of cards and play some card games and stuff like that. I'll learn. She probably knows some. I got to relearn the ones I had learned, but just stuff like that and board games. We're just going to be having fun, man, doing basic stuff. You know what I mean? I want to break from all of it, to be honest. I definitely want to break from the Batman stuff. It's just, it's hard to get away from it and hard when it's, the source that tends to pay me, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But I'm definitely changing gears a little bit at this point, you know what I mean? In a positive manner, in a positive light, in a positive way. But like I said, I'm pretty close, man, to figuring this out. And then once I do, I just need the budget and the money. I'm already at that point. Once I get the budget and the money, I can put it all together, you know? That's my only point. I'm just saying, like, Christina would send me more than enough money to do things. And I mean, I know she would send me enough and be like, yeah, go get yourself a phone with a clear screen, brand new with a plan. Like, if you need to get a bike or two, go get them, and then you can order the engine you want and you can start working on that if you'd like. I'm just saying, I don't know if I would, be doing that right now or all right out the gate. I mean, I'd just kind of sit on the money and chill. You know what I mean? I mean, as far as the phone, yeah, that would be nice. But I'm just saying she's going to help me with whatever I need help with because she loves me and she knows I deserve it. And I've just never had that. So it's surreal to me and it's amazing. And I'm very thankful and extremely grateful. So I just want to say I love you, Christina, more than anything. And you're absolutely amazing. And thank you for walking into my life and existing. So I love you more than anything, truly. But other than that, like I said, I mean, I just watch YouTube. I watch KarmaTube, and I pay attention and I laugh, and that's it. It really doesn't matter to me, man. I wish everyone well. I hope everybody gets out of their situations. I pray for everyone. I wish everyone the best. But yeah, I just see a lot of crazy stuff and a lot of karma happening all over the world. That's just what I see. You know what I mean? I see a lot of bad, evil people getting theirs and getting what they deserve. That's just what I see every day. So it is what it is. So I'll talk to y'all later, man. Like I said, learn to get your priorities straight, learn to make like conscious, like calm, self aware decisions, and you'll get a lot farther just in the grand scheme of things and in life, period. All right. I give the right advice. People can learn from me. That's about it, man. All right. Talk to y'all later.